Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Milton's Monday Motivational Message. This is Major Fantastic reporting for duty. Hey, check this out. This is something I've learned along the way. Serving in the United States military for a number of years, and this is without question a truism. I mean, it really is something that's true. The most expensive thing you can ever sell is your integrity. Let me say that again. The most expensive thing you can ever sell is your integrity. Money can make you look successful, but it can never buy integrity. That's just kind of how that works. I mean, have you ever noticed how some people become wealthy and suddenly everyone assumes they're wise? Everyone assumes they're right. Everyone assumes they're a good leader. Everyone assumes they're someone to imitate. But here's the question. What if they're not? What if money didn't make them better? It simply made them more visible. Today, this morning, right, I want to challenge something our culture rarely questions, because one of the fastest ways to lose yourself is trying to impress people whose character isn't worth following. Hey guys, as you know, I'm Colonel George M. Milton, retired Army Colonel, founder of America's Failure Command, creator of the Fantastic brand. The failure is not the problem philosophy. I'm an executive coach. I'm a former assistant professor at university. I'm a leadership practitioner, a failure practitioner, and this is another Milton's Monday motivational message. So recently I read an article where billionaire Mark Cuban, yeah, that Mark Cuban, made a statement that immediately caught my attention. He said, money can make ugly people handsome. That sounds like something Cuban would say, right? Money can make ugly people handsome. Now, look, I don't believe he was talking about, people's physical appearances. I mean, he doesn't do that sort of thing. But what he was talking about was perception. Money changes how people see you, is what he was getting at. Success changes how people treat you. Influence changes how much criticism you receive. People begin confusing wealth with wisdom, status with character, influence with integrity, and that's dangerous. So, look, over the course of my Army career, I served under outstanding, man, let me tell you, what high-speed commanders. I mean, these guys and gals were, really outstanding leaders. Look, I also served under some commanders who were not so outstanding. But one thing that never changed, if they asked for my opinion, they got it. Not personal opinions, professional opinions. Right? That's what I'm talking about here. Not the opinion I thought they wanted to hear, the opinion I believed that would help them accomplish the missions that we were on, and the information that would protect our soldiers better and preserve the integrity of the organization. Sometimes that wasn't easy, and sometimes I wasn't the most popular officer in the unit. Sometimes, it cost me favor in some of those leaders' eyesights. Not because I, didn't have integrity, right? That's what they asked me for. Sometimes people wished I had simply nodded my head in agreement. But I just couldn't do that, because leadership isn't about telling people what makes them comfortable. Leadership is telling people what they need to hear, right? That's important. Tell people what they need to know, not what you think they want to hear, especially when the truth is uncomfortable. There were times when cutting corners endangered soldiers, times when appearances mattered more than readiness, times when Someone cared more about impressing higher headquarters than serving the people who are actually doing the work, those that we were leading. And those moments require courage, not battlefield courage, moral courage, the courage to respectfully disagree, the courage to tell the truth, the courage to risk your own advancement for someone else's safety. Tell the truth, right? It's incredibly important. So integrity is huge. So today, I worry that we've created a culture inside and outside the military, right, where success automatically equals credibility. Someone has money, therefore they must be right, correct? No, come on. Someone who owns a company, therefore they must know everything. What? Someone has millions of followers, therefore they deserve to be followed. Oh, Lord God. No, stop. No, absolutely not. Success is evidence someone succeeded at something. Well, it is not evidence that they possess wisdom at the end of the day, isn't it? See, character, humility, or integrity. Just because people are wealthy doesn't mean they possess those assets or those attributes. Those are entirely different accomplishments. So here is where failure enters the picture, in my view. One of the greatest failures I see has nothing to do with bankruptcy, nothing to do with losing a job, nothing to do with failing in a business. It's when people abandon themselves. They trade their convictions for acceptance. Man, that's all over the place today, isn't it? They sacrifice honesty for opportunity. They flatter people they don't respect because they're hoping for access. They compromise values for promotions. They surrender dignity for influence. Guess what? That's failure. Let me say it again. That's failure. Not because you lost money, but because you lost yourself. Human beings crave approval. Well, we get that. We understand that. I mean, it's wired into us, it seems. Or is it something that we've learned to rewire ourselves into? Either way, this is a necessity. We want to belong. That is necessary, isn't it? I mean, we're communal beings, so there's nothing wrong with wanting to belong. We want to be accepted. I mean, we want successful people to validate us. But approval is addictive sometimes. Once you start depending on someone else's opinions, you slowly stop listening to your own conscience. Eventually, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. That's why integrity isn't built in public. It's built in private. One decision at a time. If you recognize yourself in any of this, don't beat yourself up. Respond. That's what we teach here at America's Failure Command. You know, failure isn't final. Failure is information. Failure reveals what needs correcting. Failure, man, gives us another opportunity to become who we were designed to be. Here are 5 ways to reclaim your dignity. Right, number 1 is this. Stop worshiping titles, guys. I mean, what's a title? I got a bunch of that stuff, but what did that ever do for me at the end of the day? I never worshiped those titles. I mean, of course, I went out and accomplished those things I wanted to badly, but I didn't worship. A title, didn't and doesn't make someone honorable necessarily. People, power doesn't equal character, does it? If you, let's see, how do I say this? If you wouldn't admire them without position, right? If you wouldn't admire them without that title, don't admire them because of it. That's the first thing. Second thing is I always tell the truth. I mean, is it always easy? Yeah, it is actually. Just tell the truth. I mean, respectfully, professionally, but honestly, silence isn't always wisdom at the end of the day. Sometimes silence is actually surrender. Huh. Here's the third thing. Separate success from approval. You don't need everyone's permission to live according to your principles. Freedom begins when approval no longer controls your identity. Critical there, yeah. The fourth thing, choose long-term self-respect. Think about that. Long-term self-respect over short-term gain. Every compromise teaches your mind something. Either my integrity has value or my integrity is negotiable. Which is it for you? Decide which lessons you're teaching yourself. Here's the fifth thing. Recommit to who you are, not who everyone expects you to become. Who you know you were created to be, right? That person. Dignity isn't discovered, it's reclaimed. So here's your final command. Money may buy influence. Power may distort perception. Status may attract attention. But integrity is still priceless. It is still priceless. Nobody can give it to you. Nobody can steal it from you. Only you can surrender it to them. And once it's gone, oh, come on. Once it's gone, it's cost far more to recover than it ever did to protect. So don't sell your integrity for applause. Don't mortgage your character for access. Don't sacrifice your future for temporary approval. Lead yourself first. Then lead everyone else. So you can what? Respond and rise. So they can what? Respond and rise. You see, at America's Failure Command, we don't simply teach people how to succeed. We teach people how to respond when life, leadership, business, and failure, right, come under attack. And are put under pressure because success comes and goes. Failure stays. The question isn't whether you fail. The question is, how will you respond? Will you respond and rise? Will you be a person of character? And always remember, people are watching. I guarantee you. So people don't care what you say. They pay more attention to what you do. Hey, look, if this message challenged you, good. That's what it's meant to be. And I'd do this. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell, and share this episode with someone who values integrity over popularity. I mean, if you're an executive, right? You're part of an organization. I mean, you're someone that works at the university and you're a leader, or just a leadership team looking for improvement in decision making and resilience and performance under pressure. I'd be honored to coach you. So you can reach me at americasfailurecommand@gmail. Visit me at americasfailurecommand.com. And if you're ready to begin transforming the way you think about failure, leadership, and success, I encourage you to get on board. This has been Major Failure-tastic. Another episode of Milton's Monday Motivational Message. Stay failure-tastic. We're out of here. Hoo-ah. Take care.